Hello everyone. So today we are back with lecture number 2 of the same chapter, electricity, magnetic and heating effects. So let's start our lecture, students. So in last lecture we have completed our first part, that is introduction, sources of electricity, electric current, flow of electric current in a wire. This part is completed. Today we will talk about conductors, insulators and semiconductors. Now students, these are what? These are simply types of, you can say, materials. We have classified all of the materials on the basis of that how they will react or what they will show when current will pass through them, right? Basically the capability that they will offer for the flow of current. So on the basis of that, students, the first one that is your conductors. Now which objects or which materials we will say that these are conductors? So explanation is very simple. All of those objects which will allow current to flow through them very easily, they will be considered as conductors, right? So same thing is written, the materials through which electric current can flow easily are going to be known as conductors. And generally all of the metals, they are considered as good conductor of electricity or conductors. Same part is written, all metals like silver, copper, aluminium, etc. All of these are what? These are good conductors of electricity. Generally, all of the wires which we use, they are made up of copper, students. Similarly, carbon in the form of graphite, it is a conductor. Carbon is what? It is not your metal. So basically, this is one of the, you can say, exceptional case. Right? So this is what? This is one of the exceptional case. Carbon, right? And carbon not in all of the forms. Carbon in the form of graphite only. That is considered as your conductor. And the aqueous solutions, basically what are aqueous solutions? So all of the solutions which will have ions present in it. And ions are simply associated to water. Let's suppose that I am having a solution, but that is a dry solution. So through that solution, current will not flow. But if I will make a aqueous solution, that means if I will mix it with water, so what will happen? Free electrons here, which will be present of the water, they will act as your charge carriers and they will allow electricity to flow through them then easily, right? So that is why it is written, the aqueous solutions, water solutions of salts, they are also what? They are good conductors of electricity. The third part, human body is again a fairly good conductor. This is again very important. You must have felt this, or your mother must have told you about this when we were younger, that if don't press your fingers inside the holes of the switch. Let's say that this is the switchboard, so there will be a open end like this. So your mother must have told you that don't put your fingers inside it. You might get an electric shock, right? Why? Because we are also good conductors of electricity. So that is the part which is written here, right? Next part, students, that is insulators. This is simply opposite to our conductors, right? In conductors, what was happening? They were allowing current to flow through them easily. Now in insulators, what I am saying, just the opposite. This means they will not allow current to flow through them. So same part is written, the materials which does not allow electric current to flow through them, they are known as insulators. If you want to talk about examples, so rubber, glass, pure water, oil, air, etc., wood, you can say. So these are what? These are your insulators, students, because they will not allow current to flow through them. You can see here pure water. That means water in its purest form. There are two types of waters, you can say, students. One is distilled water, one is tap water, right? So one of them, they will not allow electric current to flow through them because there will be no impurities, right? And another one, it will allow electric current to flow through it. Next point, students, insulators protect us from electric shocks. These are simple, you can say, applications of insulators. That where do we use insulators? Let's say, as I have told you about wires, right? So those, let's say that I am having a copper wire. This is a copper wire which I have, right? So it will allow electric current to flow, right? But it will have an insulation, and that insulation is going to be of a different material, which will be an insulator, right? You must have seen that whenever we are going to buy any of the wire, let's say we are talking about simplest, you can take a charger, right? So the wire which comes with your charger, right, that is insulated by what? It is insulated by some of the materials, rubber, right? Next one, insulators have no free electrons. Someone can ask you the reason behind it as well, that why insulators, they don't allow electric current to flow. So as I have explained you in this previous lecture, that current flows when electrons will be able to flow from one place to another. So basically in insulators, there will be no free electrons. And if there are no free electrons, there are no charge carriers. There is nothing which will transmit the current from one place to another, right? Because there are no free electrons. So that is the part, because of the absence of free electrons, what will happen? They are insulators. And if they will have electrons, then they will be what? They will be free to move. So they will become conductors. But we cannot make insulator to conductor. That is also one more point. Okay, I have just explained you the difference. Conductors, they will have free electrons. Insulators, they will not have any electrons which will be free to move. Insulators help prevent short circuits as well. If there is any kind of short circuit happening, students, so insulators, they can prevent it from as well. And similarly, as we talked about human body as a conductor, so let's say that I am going to have rubber gloves in my hand, then I am touching any of the electric device through which current is passing, so I will not get electric shock. Why? Because these rubber gloves which I wore, these are what? These are your insulators. Semiconductors, this is your third type, students. Let's say that I am having conductors, one of the material, and I am having insulators, another material, right? First one is your conductors and second one is your insulators. So there comes one more type, that is known as your semiconductor, right? Semiconductor, that means little bit of conductors, right? They are not proper conductors, but they will allow current to pass through them also. So they are considered as your semiconductors. And because of that, semiconductors, they will be placed in between your conductors and insulators in your conductivity series. So same part is explained here, that the materials whose electrical conductivity lies between conductors and insulators, they are known as your semiconductors. Example of semiconductors, you can say silicon, germanium. These are what? These are your some of the semiconductors are used in making diode and transmitters, right? These silicon and germanium, they are used to make different type of diodes, different type of transmitters, students, transistors, sorry. Next point, students, semiconductor becomes better conductors when heated or doped. Now, what is meaning of this? Let's suppose I am having a semiconductor, right? So, try to understand it in terms of your electrons present over there. So, in conductors, more number of free electrons will be there. In insulators, there will be no free electrons. But in semiconductors, there will be some few electrons, right? Which can be transmitted, right? And because of which electricity will start to flow. Let's suppose I am heating any of the element, any of the semiconductor. So what I am providing them? I am providing it a thermal energy. And these electrons which are present, they will get some thermal energy. Because of that, they will start to move more rapidly. Or you can say the conductivity, because more number of electrons are flowing. So what will happen, students? You will get a better conductor. Because better conductor will be the one which will allow more and more electrons to flow in the same time. And doped, what is meaning of this word doped? Doped, that means something, let's suppose I am taking some another material, some kind of impurities, and I'm mixing it with it, right? So doping, this simply means mixing of them. They are used to make electric components like diodes and transistors, as I have already explained you. So this is one more point which you have to remember related to semiconductors, right? So these are your three types of what materials? Conductors, which will allow current to flow through them easily. Insulators, which will not allow current to flow. And semiconductors, the one which will allow some amount of current to flow through them. Now let's check some questions that how much we have learned today. So first question here, that is, which of the following is a good conductor of electricity? Good conductor of electricity, that means the one which will allow current to flow through it, right? So rubber, no, it is an insulator. Glass, no, it is a insulator. Apart from that, plastic, it is again a insulator. So copper, which is what? It is a metal, and metals are what? Good conductors of electricity. So your option number C, it will become correct option. So let's check it. Exactly, right? Next question. Materials that allow electric current to flow easily are called, as we have talked about it just now, materials which will allow electric current to flow through them. And how much easily? Very easily we are talking about, right? So they will be known as insulators? No. Semiconductors, again no, because they will allow some amount. Resistors? No. Conductors? Yes. So our option number B, it will become correct option here. Next question. Which of the following is an example of an insulator? Insulator simply means, students, the one which will not allow electric current to flow. They are insulators, right? So you can see here silver, it is a metal. So no. Apart from that, graphite, special case, as I have explained you, exceptional case of carbon. So carbon is conductor or insulator? A insulator. But carbon in form of graphite, it is what? It is a conductor. Aluminium, again a conductor, and rubber. So our option number D will become correct option, right? That is rubber. Rubber is insulator, and all of the remaining three, they are your conductors. That means option number D. Next question. Which material becomes a conductor when dissolved in water? Let's talk about it. Salt, plastic, rubber, glass. So as I have explained you, let's suppose that I am having a beaker, and this beaker, it is having some amount of salt. So it is what? It is not a conductor. But if I will pour some amount of water in it, so what will happen? I will get an aqueous solution, right? And in that case, it will start to behave as a conductor. Rubber, no. Plastic, no. Glass, no. So your option number A, salt, right? So salt is what? It is going to behave as conductor when it will be dissolved in water. That means option number A is correct option once again. Next question is, students, graphite, a form of carbon, is a conductor, insulator, semiconductor, non-metal, and always an insulator. So again, non-metal and always an insulator, wrong option. Semiconductor, wrong option. Insulator, again a wrong option. So our answer will be conductor. Carbon, one of its form, graphite. If it will be written carbon is a conductor, insulator, whatever option, so you will go with insulator. But this is exceptional case. So option number A, conductor, will be correct option. So that will be all for today, students. Let's summarize what we have learned. Today we learned about types of material on the basis of that how much amount of current they will allow to flow. So that will be all. Conductors, insulators, and semiconductors. Now when we will meet again, we will learn some more new points related to the same chapter. Thank you and have a nice day, everyone.